Hi, this is Paul Jackwitz of GiantsExtra.com, and today I'm going to preview the New York Giants secondary for the upcoming 2015 season. One thing's for sure, we know they're going to have two brand new starters at safety. Quentin Demps, who started a little bit last year, no longer in the team, just came for 1 year, now signed as a free agent and is gone. Of course, Stevie Brown's no longer around. He also signed as a free agent with the Houston Texans. And then NHL Rowe, he also left in free agency and signed with the Chicago Bears. I think they'll miss Rowe's talent. They'll miss his leadership, but he did get beat deep at times, like many players. He wasn't the greatest safety ever, but was a good leader, made some plays every now and then, and got the job done for the most part. But now you bring in a guy like Landon Collins, who the Giants had to get. They had to draft him, and they figured out a way to do that by trading up in the second round. Now we'll see if Landon Collins is actually ready to be an NFL safety. A lot of coming out of college, we heard about all these draft people on ESPN and everywhere else. Oh, he's a box safety, which means he's a guy that really he's best to just come up and support the run. Can Collins prove everybody wrong and show that he can actually flourish in pass coverage as well? Honestly, I think he can. The film I've seen on him, he seems like he can do well in pass coverage. We'll see though. And the big question is, who will start beside him? Will it be a veteran like Josh Gordy? Gordy's really the longest tenured veteran, I believe, in their group of safeties. Yeah, they got Nat Burhey and Cooper Taylor, who've been around a year or two, but that's obviously not that long. Neither one has any starting experience. Josh Gordy's the one guy who really has some experience in the NFL. He's been around for a few years. But I got a feeling at the end of the day, if Burhey can stay healthy, right now he's actually a little dinged up, that's why he missed the Giants' first OTA practice, but if he can stay healthy, he'll probably start, I think, beside Collins. But Burhey right now, I think he's the most talented safety they have aside from Collins. So I think he'll probably start there. We'll see what happens. Of course, the cornerback, you have Prince Amukamara, who really was having a great year last year, and then he suffered a season-ending injury. So he's got the talent. It seems like Prince is getting better each and every year, which is of course what the Giants want, which is why they're keeping him around and decided to pick up his option. And then you got Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, who also really had a very good year last year and played through a tough leg injury where, he probably could have hung it up or, taken some games off, but he decided to play. Obviously, it was a liability at times because of that injury, but really, he actually still played strong, gutted it out. I look forward to seeing him 100% hopefully this whole year. If he can stay 100%, he could be a huge difference maker for this team. But we'll see. The biggest thing is, Tremaine McBride, they have him probably coming in the slot. Is there a nickel corner maybe? You even got a rookie like Michael Thompson from Texas. Will he come in and play maybe some of that nickel or dime probably as a rookie? They got some talent. The thing is, Steve Spagnuolo, what can he do with these guys? But can he really? What's he going to be able to get out of these guys? We saw he did it with James Butler in 2007. Got a lot out of Butler. Remember, Butler was not a great safety. I mean, the Giants had no problem letting him walk in free agency. Even Jabril Wilson. Jabril Wilson was a good player, for the Giants. But after that, look, he signed with the Dolphins, a free agent, or the Raiders. He just was never, he flamed right out. So, I think that Spagnuolo, he knows how to get the most out of his players, it seems like to me. But he's definitely got a project with this defense. We'll go through the other positions as well soon. But let me know what you think in the comments section below about the Giants situation in their secondary for the upcoming season. Obviously, again, I think it's going to be Burhey, Collins starting at safety, of course Prince and DRC at the corners, with probably Tremaine McBride at the nickel. McBride's a good, solid player that seems to have a knack for playing well in the nickel.